Ooh.
Hi, welcome to the Coaching Game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Judith Costa.
Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Judith. I have to tell you, Judith is one of my favorite guests because no matter when I talk to her, I learn something totally off the wall and different and helpful. So
Thank
we're
you.
just, and you'll see why. As you know, this is a show based on the Points of View game, which is a fantastic tool that was developed in Israel, and it's a series of 65 cards with pictures and captions designed to bring right and left brain thinking together. So the card, after much deliberation, and she chose like 10, and then she narrowed it down to this card, which is Everything is Possible. So we're going to talk about that today and get started. But first, I want Judith to tell you a little bit about what she does, because we could do the whole 28 minutes here or half an hour. And so tell us, you are a coach, you're a life and love coach. Tell us what that means.
We met in IPEC.
We did.
I moved to United States to do a coaching program, and I call myself Love and Life Coach. I'm most based in the world of relationships, and what gives meaning to what I do is that I teach a workshop on how to find your soulmate.
That's why she's in town today, because
passion.
you are Miami-based, right?
Yes, yes.
And she's in town because she's doing a workshop called How to Find Your Soulmate.
Yeah, I was living here, and when we moved to Miami, I wanted to continue being in touch with my clients here and with
So
the
glad
city
you did.
and with you.
Yes.
I love to be here with you. It's an
we
honor
love
and
to
a
have
pleasure.
you. Yeah.
And I use different tools that I put together to help people how to find their soulmates and how to find the right partner for them. And I do also sessions, one-on-one sessions on astrology, past life regression therapy, readings on the Akashic records, and dream interpretation. And I teach in other workshops also on self-love, fall in love with yourself, and dreams, and so many different things, as you say.
Right. And when she says she uses lots of tools, it's like the action plans and goals and things like that. It's like she really pulls from the universe. I like that. Anything that's out there and is possible. Judith is going to, if she determines that this is going to help you get where you want to be, she's going to use it for you. And it's just amazing. Astrology, dream interpretation, Akashic records, and past life regression. And that's just a few. She's got more on the way. And so tell us, first of all, what called you to be a coach? What made you decide, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Because I believe in the process, in the way coaches help their clients. I think that a coach never gives advice. It's a different with therapy. But the most important thing is that we help our clients to find the answers by themselves. And for me, to do this, it's the most important thing. You are not there to tell people what they have to do. You are just helping them to get clarity and to find the right path to arrive where they want to go. That's the reason why I chose also this card, because if you rely on life, if you rely on the universe will help you. Everything is possible because we believe that everything is possible. That's the power of the meaning of this card. Then I like to have this as a main idea in my life. You have to believe that you can be there, get there, do whatever you want. We have a set of, I don't want to call them excuses, but good reasons why we don't
Justifications.
Yes, exactly. Why we don't do what we are called to do, what we really want to do, what is our passion. Then we postpone things in order to get the amount of money we want, the time we want, when the children will go to university, and your life is happening right now. Everything is possible now if you believe in that.
Okay, so let's say, now what does that have to do with finding your soulmate?
Because part of the process to find your soulmate is that the workshop I teach is based on the law of attraction, and we explain the 3 steps to do that. But in order to manifest your soulmate, it's not a process of searching. It's not going date after date to find the right person.
It's not going online and
No.
making a perfect profile with a great
No,
picture.
the workshop that it's one day. You were asking me, what do you do from 10 to 6? I say, we need more time. We usually need more time than that. The time passes so fast because what we do is a part of talking why a soulmate relationship is so special. Because a soulmate, it's your eternal partner. It's the person that has been with you in the past and it will be with you now or in the future together, for sure. Then soulmates are not together only to share their love, they are together to help each other to grow. It's a person that it's gonna allow you to be the best you can be. You change in the relationship for the love that you share with this person.
Can you have more than one soulmate?
Yeah, of course. We have soulmates of a different kind. It can be your life partner, your husband or your wife, but it also can be a sibling, your best friend, even a pet. Pets travel with us. They have their soul also, and they are masters in teaching us lessons of self-love.
Oh, okay. And so we were talking because I love her, and I'm sure that she's going to tell you when you can get involved in this. I love her Find Your Soulmate workshop, but she also has one called Learn to Love Yourself.
Yeah, it's called Fall in Love with Yourself, and the reason why
Even a better title, yes.
Yeah, the reason why I created is because, as I was saying, part of the workshop is about understanding what is a soulmate relationship. But then what we do is to prepare ourselves to be open to receive our soulmate, and part of that is to understand that we have to love ourselves first in order to establish a happy and healthy relationship. Why? Because we were talking about that you cannot share what you don't have. And the most important thing is to be in love with you, to love yourself no matter what, to accept yourself the way you are, to know that you can do whatever you want if you believe in yourself. And no more excuses. You don't need fixing. You are okay. You are lovable the way you are. But the first person that has to believe in that, it's yourself. Then there is an important focus on the workshop on this concept, but I create another one-day workshop just to talk about loving yourself and what it includes, because it's a big concept. People confuse it. They confuse it with self-esteem, and it's something totally different. To love yourself includes to respect yourself, to honor yourself, to stand up for yourself, to do a lot of things for yourself.
I like that. So you've separated self-love and self-esteem. Whereas, until you just said that, I was thinking they're pretty much the same. But so self-esteem is just how you...
I like myself because I have certain qualities.
I have a nice haircut or whatever, yeah.
To love unconditionally yourself is something different. It's not, even when you fail, even when you have a dark part of yourself, you can love yourself. It's no matter what, you are there for you.
Well, I think it's like if you have a child or if you have a pet and they do crazy things, and it's like, but you still like them, you know. You're not going to kick them out the. I hope you're not going to kick them out the door. So so that's a hard one to, and you can actually teach concepts of that in this workshop.
Yeah, it's totally experiential in the way that it's not only about theory, what is self-love. It's about learning small acts of love that you can do every day, small exercises, how you look at yourself, because sometimes we blame on others and we don't understand that others treat us the way we allow them to treat us. Then, for example, to set up boundaries, it's something that we are not taught. We don't know how to do that. Nobody explains us what is that boundaries.
Constant learning.
Can I say no?
Yeah.
Then this saying no or saying yes when you want to say no. All these kind of things.
Or say no and then spend 2 weeks making up for it because you feel guilty. Yeah, all of that.
Then it's not a philosophical concept. It's something that we apply every day in our lives. If you want to change, it's small acts of baby steps in the path of self-love will get you wherever you want to go. And let me tell you that to have a happy life, you need to love yourself, because inner joy and self-love are totally connected. It's like when you feel happy is when you are okay with yourself. When everything is in peace, you don't need to change, you don't need to do anything else. It's a sensation that comes from inside. And then you have a different energy, and people want to be near you because you're spreading this idea of love.
Well, it's kind of like you attract what you put out there.
Exactly.
And if you put out there like, oh, I need somebody to really fix me and I need somebody to really make me complete, then people are going to go, never mind.
Yeah, that's the problem with relationships. When we don't love ourselves, we are needy. And then we go out searching a partner that give us what we don't have. When the idea of the workshop is just the contrary. We have to first build our self-love, and then we will be able to establish a relationship with someone that is at the same level than we are.
This is a horrible, horrible example, but I always wonder how, and I will stereotype, how men who abuse women find these women. And it's like, I think it's because probably they're attracting, I need a man, and I'm not going to be real selective, I got to have this man. And it just amazes me, and I think that's kind of it's a horrible example, and I know that.
No,
but I think
it's a perfect example.
And it's not a pleasant one, though.
No, yeah, I know, but that happens a lot. I mean, the reason why people don't abandon this kind of relationship is because at the end there is a big lack of self-love. Then we believe that it's better to be there than to be alone.
Yeah.
When
that's a great
we don't see anything else after that. Then we remain in the same situation because we feel under pressure, we feel that there is no life, and we don't see that everything is possible. We don't see that we always have a choice, that we create our life, that we are responsible for the choices, but not responsible in the sense that, oh, I have to take responsibility. No, in the good sense, that I can solve the problems in my life because I'm the one that has the key. When I have the responsibility, I can do something to change the situation where I am. And that's empowering. That's the good idea about loving yourself. That if you can change your life, everything depends on you, then stop waiting and start doing it right now.
Yeah. And I think that's just really, I think the key is that you have the key. And it's like, and that if you hook that to someone else, people are people, and they're going to disappoint you, and they can't read your mind. So it's like, and then you're going to end up disappointed. Then you're going to say, all right, I'm going to stay anyway because it's better than being alone, and it just gets so complicated and complex.
Yeah, but when you are able to love yourself unconditionally, you have more compassion for others. You understand others better. You don't ask others to change. It's like to love someone unconditionally, and soulmates have a bond of unconditional love. Even they are humans and make mistakes. I mean, relationships between soulmates are not perfect. But when you are able to love yourself unconditionally, you know how to do that for other person. And that's the important thing. This is the reason why we have to start with ourselves, because then we are able to do the same with others. Then the relationship change. Even when we love someone, we don't try to change this person. Unconditional means I love you the way you are. I don't try to change you. I don't try to possess you. I don't try to fix you. I don't try to do anything. Even when I know that you are making a mistake, I have to allow yourself to do it, because it's a way I can respect you. It's a way I allow you to grow and to learn from your mistakes. Then there is a wonderful book about love and relationships that is called The Mastery of Love from Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yes.
And he explains the concept of the 50-50, that the 50% that you bring to a relationship has to be perfect. You have to deal with your own garbage. But you don't take the other 50% of the other person. He or she have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Then we have the tendency to get more than we can manage, and that we have to manage. No, you're putting your best in the part that you are giving to the relationship. And that's all you have to do.
That's interesting, and I'm sure that this would, I don't know if that comes up, but it's like, how do you tell when it's time to stay and when it's time to go? Is it integrity, when you can feel it, when you know it's not right for you?
That's a very difficult question to answer. And one of the things that we talk about during the workshop is the reasons why people come together. And because there are something called karmic relationships. Totally different from a soulmate relationship, but at the beginning they can start the same. When you meet someone and has a strong reaction, even positive or negative, about this person, it's because you know each other from a past life. Then there are a lot of reasons why our soul comes here with an agenda. And part of the agenda is to meet certain people. It's like the universe is giving you another chance to meet this person. Maybe you fall in love again, but to do the right things this time, to establish a different kind of relationship, to heal whatever happened there. Then the karmic is not because this person is going to punish you. It's because you have something to learn from the relationship.
Everyone says karma is a bitch, but not necessarily.
No. It comes with a clear message of what you have to do. Then if you follow the instructions, when you understand the lesson, the karma, it's finished. It passed. Then some of these relationships where the person, imagine that someone wants to divorce and the other person says, no, I'm not going to give you the divorce. And if you cannot be with me, you're not going to be with anyone. This is kind of a karmic relationship. The same when people abuse, these patterns of abuse that we repeat with between parents and children or couples or whatever. This enters in the concept of these karmic relationships. Then by understanding the situation is the first awareness, is the first step to change it. And nothing is eternal. We just have to understand why I'm here, what can I learn from this situation? And if you want to live, you can live. Then relationships from the point of view of humans or marriage can be eternal, for a long time. But from a soul perspective, even soulmates can part and take different paths because they have this agenda of doing other kind of things. Then people in life, they meet, they do something together, and sometimes they have to separate to continue doing other things. Then for humans, from our perspective, it's difficult to understand, but it's the way it's designed, the way we decided to do it before we arrive here.
Yeah. And so you can see how Judith would bring in karma and soulmates and things like that. One of my favorite sayings is, we're all just walking each other home. Yeah. So, and not everybody takes the entire journey with you. These are people along the path of your journey. Yeah. And they're there for a reason, and you can take advantage of that. Or you can come back and do it. No, I don't know. I have no. Yeah,
we travel in soul families, and some people are with you for a long period, as you say, and some people it's just briefly, but they do something very important for you. And then it's what it is.
I think it's taking advantage of all opportunities. Where everything is possible, once again. So tell me, how do you bring in, you do so many things, so let's talk a little bit about some of this. How do you bring in, what does astrology have to do with any of this?
Well, astrology was a hobby for me, and then I specialize in karmic astrology because it's the part of the astrology that talks about past lives and your purpose, and why I put this tool in here. In talking about soulmates is because by comparing both charts, you can tell someone if they are in a soulmate relationship or if it's a karmic relationship or what are the challenges of their relationship. And it's a totally different way to approach a relationship, but not with the idea of saying you are compatible or you are not. Again, we meet for a reason. Then every relationship have challenges and have gifts. It's about how, by knowing these gifts and these challenges and what is going to happen, the way you are both designed, it's giving you more information and more opportunities to make it right, to know how to understand better the other person. And in terms of soulmates, just to be sure if you are with the right person, if you want to be. A lot of people come and say, oh, I met this person or that person, but I'm not sure if he was my soulmate. Or I want to be sure if... And then it's another tool. It's a great way. The use of astrology that I do is more as a psychological tool, not to predict your future, but your birth chart will talk about every aspect of your life. The way you think, you communicate, your finances, the way you are, sex, job, career, purpose, anything that happened, your relationships with your siblings. Everything is there. It's amazing.
A little more in depth than, hey, baby, what's your sign?
Yeah, exactly. Unless we see the whole chart, we cannot talk about that.
Right. It's like nobody cares because that doesn't mean anything.
It's
and
a
also,
tool. It's a tool to transform yourself by knowing yourself. No?
Yes, and maybe see a little bit more into the person that you're dealing with. Yeah. And she also does that with numerology. I mean, I used to say, and I just play around with numerology. No, you do so much more And I would never say that after I saw what she does. Hers is so much more detailed, and she just knows more than I do, so it's okay. I accept that. Tell us a little bit about past life regression. I mean, we're stretching it. You don't have to believe in this, but just in case you do.
But yeah, again, I did the training with Brian Weiss, and since the moment I found the concept of soulmates, I was fascinated by it because this idea that we have an eternal partner, someone, more than one. But in the moment I read the book of Brian Weiss, Only Love is Real, I thought that it was one person, and I said, it's amazing that you have an eternal partner, and how are you going to know how you were connected? And to go to your past lives, it's a way to get this information. Then you can do research from my perspective as a writer, and what I do. You can come back to a point where you want to heal a relationship with someone. You can go there and see what happened between you two. What was the pattern? What was the problem? What is the solution? The idea behind the past life therapy regression is not to see or to know who you were in the past or to travel in time. It's more about to know what from your past it's affecting you right now and how to heal that. It heals because by coming back to this moment in time, then the energy is released and the problem is solved. And it's wonderful how it works in terms of relationships, in terms of health, anxiety. A lot of different problems can be solved, sometimes in more than one session, but only one session can change you the perspective also about dying and death, and how to connect with your loved ones that are passed away. And when you understand that you are eternal, you lose your fear to die. It's like you know that you are going to be back. You know that the person that is not here with you anymore, it's in another dimension, but you will meet again and again. Our loved ones travel with us. Then by doing a regression, you have this sense, this experience. But at the end, when you use this method of therapy, it doesn't matter if you believe in past life regression or not. What matters, not even if the information that shows up it's true. It's more about that helps you. Then, for me, the results, it's what
I have to tell you because we're going to talk about Akashic Records in a second, but I have had a lifelong aversion to an English accent, whereas the rest of the world thinks a British accent is the best thing in the world. And I'm going, I don't understand. I don't know anybody from Britain that I don't like. It's like, what is going on? So Judith and I talked, and she was telling me, well, in a past life. And since we did the Akashic Records, I don't, my hands don't get all clenched, and I don't grate my teeth.
You didn't tell me that
when I hear,
after the session.
I'm telling you on air. How about that? Well, I didn't know after the session, but since then, and I can, and it's like, okay, it's like this is a stupid little thing I have, whatever's going on. But so that's how that could help you. It could be you could have a fear of water and not know why. And it could be, something that had happened in a
phobias
past life.
and all these kind of things that are incredible. We cannot find the reason why, but they are affecting our lives. Then it's very good to have a tool to help people to have different tools help me to go from different perspective. At the same, it's not about the problem or the solution. It's about how you approach that in a way that the person feels that it's going to help him or her to do something different. No. Then we are not aware of how many things that we carry from different times are affecting our lives right now.
Really,
moments.
I mean, it's hard enough just carrying the present, but to go back and go, oh my gosh, all that is on my back. But sometimes it is, and it's great to know that.
Yes.
Tell us briefly about the Akashic Records, and then I'm just going to ask, because I want her to do that because I know there are some people out there who are very much into this, and I want them to know that she's available to read the records.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to say, how do you decide which one to use with which client?
No, I offer different sets of tools. They're all well explained in my website, and usually people call me and they say, I want to do this or I want to do that. Some people call explaining me a situation and they ask me for a recommendation. And then I tell them how I think we can proceed. I mean, I have clients of all different kinds. Some people only do coaching. Some people, after doing a process of coaching, they decide to do the astrology reading. And it puts a lot of light in different aspects, and it was so transformational. And then after some months, then they decide to do a reading on the Akashic records, and it gives more information and a different perspective again. Then I don't control the process. This is something I like to do, and you choose kind of this is the way.
She just has a huge toolbox, and it's kind of nice. I would think that people who contact you are pretty flexible and open to all kinds of, I can't imagine, and I could be wrong, I can't imagine like a corporate executive group saying, oh, come in and talk about past life regression. So I think your clients probably find you for the reason that they know you can assist them in the way they want to be assisted.
Yeah, the soulmate concept and the lack of connection in a relationship, it's what attract more clients. The idea, it doesn't matter if they believe on soulmates or not, but the idea that I'm an expert in the world of relationships and finding love. What is blocking you? What is not? What is stopping you from finding love? Then what happens is people come to the workshops and then they become clients on private sessions or vice versa.
Right.
Then, but the universe provides, and it's so curious how, for example, when we have a workshop on soulmates, I ask people the first thing, what's the reason why you are here? Because even there is a program for the day, I want to adjust the program for them as much as I can. Then it's curious how they more or less navigate in a certain topic. It is around something. Then how incredible is the universe that they send you not only the clients are more or less have the same kind of problem.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Well, I have a feeling I've always said with coaching calls who it wants, and it's just, and I always ask people, how did you get to be a coach? And it's like it's always a universe story. The universe decided. But let me just tell you that you are not limited if you're in Miami and New York. She does coaching all around the world. India, Barcelona. She's moving West Coast as soon as she can. Not in the federal. I mean, she's moving her services West Coast. So I would recommend that you go to the website that's on the bottom of the page and go and check out everything that's being offered by this wonderful lady.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you have coming up, my dear?
I have a workshop tomorrow here in New York, How to Find Your Soulmate.
This will not be your tomorrow. It's her tomorrow.
What
do you have coming up in May? That's okay.
Yeah, I forgot that we are doing that. On March, you can join both workshops in Miami.
Great.
On the 7th, How to Find Your Fall in Love with Yourself. Saturday. On Sunday, How to Find Your Soulmate. They combine both, they work together very well. That's the idea of doing more weekend retreats and this.
Fantastic.
And that's all.
That'll do it. And believe me,
website.
between now and then, she's got a lot going. I can only thank you for taking. I know how busy this trip is. Thank you so much for coming on the coaching game. I love you too, and you know you're always welcome to come back.
Yeah,
because
we
always learn something. Thank you, Judith Costa.
Thank you, Laurie.
Ooh.